Growth is one of the typical features of every living organism. So, either as a business or as a career person or whatever it is that you got going for you, growth is one thing that is of utmost desire to you. Nearly every person, whether in business or on a job, loves growth. But not everybody is committed to their growth. It's possible that you have not been experiencing the kind of growth that you want, either in your business or in your finances or on your job as a person, or probably in whatever it is that you got going. Now, if you are going to wait till the end of this video, I am going to be sharing with you how to be intentional about your growth. Things don't just grow. Nothing just happens. They are inspired to happen. They are meant to happen. Now, Richard Branson once said, train the people so much that they can leave, but treat them so well that they don't want to. That's a strategy. Results as a premium coach who helps skill and knowledge based entrepreneurs, professionals, and business person to achieve premium results. I've come to understand that growth could be natural and growth can be artificial. In plants, there's what we call the primary and the secondary growth. The primary growth could appear in the form of vegetative growth, that's the shooting of the leaves and all that. And then we have the secondary growths, which are also very necessary, the reproductive capacity, which is called the reproductive growth. But then when we come to finance, when we come to business, when we come to career, we must be intentional about how we drive or invite our growth possibilities. Now, I'll share with you two factors that you can engage and will sponsor, will enable you to be able to achieve what exponential growth and see premium results or create premium experience for either your client or your customer or for your organization or for your business, right? Are we together? So if you're still with me till this particular time, it means that you're intentional. You want to be intentional about your growth. You're interested in having in having a new dimension of growth in whatever you're doing. Now, growth can happen in an arithmetic progression, and growth can also happen at a geometric progression, right? But the truth is this: premium results happen by three factors. Number one is commitment, and then number two is strategy, and number three is time. There are growths that must be patiently processed. But there are two kinds of people in the business world, in the corporate space, and in whatever endeavor, even in the financial world. There are two categories of people. There are people who love the fast and the fragile approach. That's why you find somebody who can win a lottery and return back to a state that was worse than his initial bankruptcy, right? Initial position. And there are a set of people who like the slow but stable and sustainable approach. That's another approach to growth. Both are strategies that reach a particular dimension of results, but the stability and the sustainability of their results vary. Why? Because of the processing. Now, the two factors that can help you to be able to become intentional about your growth, number one, is to embrace learning, right? There are a lot of people like the fast and the fragile approach kind of people are those who love instant gratification. Most of the time, they experience what we call the logarithmic kind of growth, where you can achieve a measure of success at the initial process, just like in games, where as you move further in the game, you're giving some motivation and encouragement to continue to grow, right? But you don't generate stamina to be able to win, right? They encourage your continuity, but no stamina to win, right? That's you can start very easily and experience some growth, but over time, your pace of growth becomes more difficult, right? Just like you want to shed weight, for instance, you could shed weight in the first 2 weeks, but to be able to shed further weight will require more effort than in the beginning, right? That's why if somebody does not understand the science of money management and wealth creation or wealth multiplication mastery, if you don't understand money management in the first place, it doesn't matter how much you make, you will not be able to come to wealth because you can't manage what you make. Likewise, if you are an employee on a particular job and you're the type that likes to boycott process, you might get away with some things and get some appraisals, some accolades by virtue of one thing or the other, but you may not be able to sustain that kind of result when you are left alone, when all you are stripped naked of all those parameters that leverage that particular fast success approach. Now, the other side of the other kind of approach, which is the slow but stable and sustainable approach, comes normally will generate what I call the exponential growth type, right? This is the type that you don't see the results immediately despite commitment. It's a strategy, right? But after over time, you will get faster results and better results as time progresses, just like the Chinese bamboo tree. While other plants may celebrate in the first 5 years, the Chinese bamboo tree is just gathering up momentum to start to grow. But the moment it reaches its threshold of mastery, what happens is that its growth becomes exponential, right? While other people after 5 years are struggling to stabilize their growth rates, others, the Chinese bamboo tree will be gaining acceleration at its very surprising speed. That's the exponential dimension of growth. And that's why I said premium results requires this the slow, stable, and sustainable approach. And that's why our investments initially may not give us the kind of the returns that we expect. But once we have been able to take our time to investigate and intelligently invest in researched investment options, what happens is that our returns may not be fantastic in the beginning, but over time, the compounding weight of that intelligent research to be able to ascertain the security of your capital and the sustainability of your returns will amass for you great amount of wealth over time. So it will be easier to get more, to earn more in the long run than in the beginning. In the beginning was not so fantastic, but over time, because of the stretch of capacity that you have gained, accumulated over time, what happens? Now, to bring this home, over some time, they discovered that the Kenyans were very good in the marathon race. And it became an amazement to some coaches. They decided to take a trip, an espionage to Kenya, and decided what they discovered was that the topography, their landscape was hilly. So the Kenyans undergo training and practice on a hilly plain, hilly topography, while others train on the plain ground. They were practicing against a slope, right? So you find out that what, as they climb up their terrain, they develop stamina. So on the plain platform, you find two sets of athletes: those that trained immensely on the plain land and those that trained on the slopy topography, what happens is that what? When the stamina to produce more energy race at the concluding part of the marathon is demanded, the man that practiced on the plain land will not be able, will need extra energy to be able to gain faster speed or pace to win than the man who practiced against a steepy topography and has generated stamina of continuity. What happens is that he needs to supply a little less energy to be able to accelerate more. So you can see that what? For you to be intentional about your growth, first of all, is to embrace learning. And secondly, is to take up a challenge. The challenge is not a competition with others, but rather an exploration of your potentials in order for you to be able to invite the kind of possibility that you need. So you need to build capacity. You need to find leverage and then take action. Action is simply executing a decision, a well-researched decision to invite a possibility. So I don't know what your outlook is like in the coming year or on that new project. It's important for you to sit down and to be able to come up with a strategy that will produce the desired outcome that you intend. So you need to embrace a lot of learning, undergo a research, tough research, right? It might take you some time, but the gains are going to be fantastic and very impressive. This is the way of the exceptional. In my next video, I'll be sharing with you how management capacity can influence premium result. If this particular video has been enlightening for you, I'd like you to like this video and subscribe to this channel in order to be able to learn more that is going to enable you get your premium results. My name is Julius Afolabi. I'm a value improvement strategist as well as a premium coach for skill and knowledge-based entrepreneurs and business owners who want to get premium results without manipulation or hype. Thank you for your time. God bless you.